So, first of all, I want to welcome the Cabinet. Monastery. Michael Griffin. Declan Dillon. The man from the Naomh Brid Club, Donegal. Now it's a pleasure to welcome the captain of the Mayo team, Jimmy Brown. Jimmy Brown, Jimmy Brown, the Mayo captain. I think this is a proper time to welcome a man who gives no introduction to fellow Tierney Park, Martin Tierney. And another man who needs no introduction, Liam Maxwell from Mayo. The next man on the list is Donegal Gallagher from Naomh Brid. Donegal Gallagher. Ewan Kennedy from Naomh Brid. And while we're on the Naomh Brid, Declan Gallagher. We also want to welcome Gareth Newton from Ballyshannon. Gareth Newton. Barry McGarren from Donegal. Another few players who need no introduction. Kieran Duff from Dublin.
Good to see Kieran Duff with us.
Seamus Riley, Dublin.
I don't think, John, I ever seen him looking as fit as he is.
No, he's looking good, Joe, all right.
He was injured there for a while,
That's
so
right.
he's all right again.
Pauric Gallagher's Neil Rannick. James McCoo, Donegal. Brendan Dunleavy. Paul Early from Dublin. Danny Gallagher, goalkeeper. And last but by no means least, a big welcome to Eugene McManaman.
Well, we're all set for this match. Sorry for the bit of a breathless start, but Packy and myself have been doing a bit of rushing around here. But Joe Griffin is on my left-hand side, and he's going to record all the scores and tell me who's who. We have a wee bit of confusion in terms of the numbers of the All-Stars, but we'll try our best to stay with it. And Michael McGrath is out on the centre spot out there, and I'm sure Michael will be checking his fitness level under the new rules and trying to keep up with the play, and it's certainly fair to say that Michael is one of our fittest referees. Pat Walsh walking the line over there from Naomh Brid over in front of the stand, and Tommy McBrearty down here on this line.
For the base game at the lower goals, Liam Mundy and Katie Rooney, and at the top goals, Michael Walls and Thomas McGarrigle.
All Naomh Brid umpires today. Michael Walls and Thomas McGarrigle up there at the hospital end. And
Interesting thing, John, there I was talking to Charlie McGrew before the game, and I asked him how would Pauric Gallagher adopt, to the rules. So he told me, being the great sportsman he was, that he would adopt very easily to them, that there would be no problem for him.
Oh yeah, I'd say the game would have been tailor-made for Pauric, with his capacity to lay off ball and run on for it.
The game commences.
Great footballer to create scenes, create a score. Right place at the right time.
When the two captains,
you would call a perfect footballer.
Of course.
Before the start of the game.
Teams.
Great to see his manager here today too from Boston.
Yes, that's
That's
A
a
set of
32.
car keys has been found.
Jackie Rush.
It's very good form by Jackie to come, and indeed he was telling me beforehand the loss that Pauric represented to them over there.
Can be claimed at the dugout.
I understand that there was a great relationship between them. Jackie Rush and himself are very close, and they did all the road work together, as a matter of fact. I was talking to another Naomh Brid man there before that, was Peter McNulty. Peter was also very much involved with the Boston Club too. He presently is at home, and as opposed to Naomh Brid's benefit, we're glad that he's staying at home.
That's right, Peter had a busy time over there.
Yeah.
Well, the team is now sorting themselves out.
Souvenir program of the late Pauric Gallagher is on sale throughout the ground now, and they're £1 each, so I'd ask you to buy them. Very good value. We'd like to thank the sponsors of this program, the advertisers. We want to thank them very much for advertising in this very fine program. Also to compliment the people involved in the publication, Sean McGee, Danny McNamee and Mick McGrath.
And Fonty Travers paying due tribute to the work of the men involved in organising this programme, and indeed the committee members who are engaged in organising the match itself. Day, I can't help remembering.
Under the new rules of the GAA, so if you see something happening that you'd wonder what it is, it's the new rules, and the teams will be turning over after 15 minutes.
As I was saying, I can't help remembering Pauric Gallagher in action for the county here. I think it was against Wicklow in a game here in maybe around 1983 or 84, Joe, was it? When Pauric kicked 5 impeccable points.
That's right.
And
he also played against Mayo in the same park here.
That's right. That's right indeed.
One of his last games for the county, I would say, nearly.
Okay, well now let's look out here, Joe, and let's start identifying some people on this All Stars team. That's Paul Early going into full forward there, isn't it? And Manus Boyle, is it, going top of the right?
Yes.
And who's that there at top of the left?
On the left we have number
If we could have your attention now, please, we will have 1 minute silence.
And the crowd rise. A very poignant but proud moment for all of the members of the Gallagher family, for Tommy and Mary Jo, for Carla and Geraldine, and for all the lads. And the whistle, the throw-in the game is on. And the ball with Charlie Mulgrew. Charlie flicks it into Martin McHugh. Out to Joyce, back to Charlie. Charlie playing keep ball. Having a wee bit of trouble identifying these new lads here. Michael Lafferty gets the ball out, or is won by Joyce McMullen with Martin McHugh. Martin McHugh on to Shemmy Meehan. Shemmy Meehan gets it on his left foot and chips it over the bar for the first score of the game from Shemmy Meehan. And a very quick kick out. Catches us all napping. Martin Griffin running for it. Bounce beats him. Ball with Anthony Malloy. Anthony looking for company, finds it. And Brian Murray. Brian sends a ball across to the wee man. The wee man flicks it out. But it's well broken off there by Barry McGowan, who goes toe to hand. Flicks a long ball up here, cut out by Sean Boner, just misses Sean. Manus Boyle foiled there by Brian Toohey. Manus and Brian renewing their acquaintances of yesterday. Martin Shovlin gets out in front of Seamus Riley there. Ball bobbing around here. Greasy ball and it's difficult to pick up. And Paul Early going toe to hand, lets it back to Seamus Riley. And a fine point there by Seamus Riley. So 2 quick scores and a quick kick out there. Ball with Brian Murray. Sylvester Maguire on the ball. Ball a little bit too high there. Here. All right, now we'll just try to get our players accurately identified here. And this quick kick out from Danny Gallagher. Out to Kieran Duff. Kieran starting to read this ball very well. Looks up. Gets the ball out here. Sean Boner gets out ahead of Paul Early. Flicks the ball out here. Anthony Malloy. Well read there by John Joe Travers. Naomh Brid to the fore in this All-Stars game. Good ball across to Paul Early, who's playing very deep from full forward here. Gets the ball into Martin Kearney, but once again Sean Boner pulls it off. Misjudged clearance picked up by Des Newton. Up at number 15 is this Noel Rennick. I'm not too sure. Noel flicks it to Martin Kearney in good position, but was fouled in so doing. And they decide to leave the free for dead ball specialist Manus Boyle. Up comes Manus and chips it just wide. Quick kick out there from Michael Kelly out to Donald Reid. Donald looks around, flicks it to Brian Toohey. Charlie says it's mine. Laid off very well in the middle of the park here to Brian Murray. Donegal side playing very well at the moment. Ball a bit too high for the wee man. Picked up, who's that, Joe Griffin? That's right. Well done, thank you, Joe. Back to Kieran Duff, who's playing back deep in the half-back line. Flicks it, but well read by Brian Murray. Across to Sylvester. Sylvester going across the score. Flicks it to Martin, and Martin miscues uncharacteristically. It's not often we see Martin miss out like that. But the ball is currently with Barry McGowan up over on the left wing. Harry flicks it to ball with Michael Lafferty. Michael saying before the game that he mightn't be fit enough for this, but he's looking sharp. Ball breaks off Brian Toohey and on to Manus Boyle. Manus picks it up, flicks it back to Seamus Riley, to Paul Early. Paul tackled by Sean Boner. Sends the ball across to Matt Gallagher. Matt Gallagher cuts it off. Ball breaks to Barry McGowan, and Barry takes a long range shot. And just a suggestion perhaps a square ball. Manus in very quickly, but the ball just flicked out. Quick kick out. Anthony Malloy just waited for the bounce, but the ball read by Martin Griffin, who gives it to Seamus Riley. Seamus turns his man and flicks another good point with the outside of the foot this time. So Seamus very much on form here. Kick out there with Joyce McMullen. Joyce gets it on to Anthony Malloy. Anthony, a low ball that doesn't go particularly anywhere. And Michael Lafferty certainly out ahead of Charlie the last couple of times. Ball breaks of Martin Shovlin, and Matt Gallagher sweeps up. Gets it to Charlie. Charlie loose. Good ball ahead to Shemmy Meehan, but no, it's just that bit too far, and Danny Gallagher is out early, picks it up and flicks it to Barry McGowan, who's making himself very much available over there and staying well away from Joyce. Good ball up to Noel Rennick, to Kieran Duff. Kieran takes on Donald Reid, gets by him. Donald still chasing, closed down by Sean Boner, and Kieran wins his free. Kieran Duff opts to take it from the hand and chips it over the bar. So the score stands at 3 points to 1 in favour of the All-Stars. Ball with Brian Toohey, back to Martin Shovlin. Martin Shovlin flicks it on to Toohey. Toohey kicks it in, but it's well read there by John Joe. Sorry, correction, that wasn't John Joe. I was calling John Joe out of his name there. Ball with Joyce McMullen. Joyce toe to hand. Has a go, and Danny Gallagher watches the ball go harmlessly wide. Martin Griffin certainly fitter than we'd have expected him to be. Nice little bit of ground football there from Manus Boyle. Duff out to Paul Early. Bounce breaks him. Sean Bonner sweeps up, gives it to Reid. Tackled by O'Reilly, and back to Reid again. Sends the ball on here at Jimmy Meehan, but Jimmy Brown sweeps up. Gets it again to Martin Griffin. Martin Griffin, good ball to Eugene McMenamin. Eugene plays high ball up to Manus Boyle. Manus looks for, there was a bit of an opening there for Kieran Duff, but Manus opted to go on his own. So certainly the All-Stars have settled into this game quite well. Matt Gallagher, good low ball to Charlie Mulgrew. Charlie tackled there by Michael Lafferty. Back to Seamus Riley. Seamus tackled by Martin Shovlin. Nice little flick into Martin Kearney. Kearney across to Duff. And it's in the net. It's in the net there from Seamus Riley. And certainly Seamus Riley is the man here today. Ball with Manus Boyle again. Flicks it out here to Eugene McMenamin. Eugene closed down by Sean Bonner. And the ball is adjudged to have gone wide.
I would say, John, that Brian McNutford's keeping a close eye on Riley here today.
He'd be
visiting there next Sunday.
You think he'd be worried for next Sunday, Joe?
He'd be worried by the way he's playing today now.
Right, well.
Everything is very positive with him.
That's right, it certainly is. He seems to be very, very sharp, making himself available. Ball with Barry McGowan.
Barry's playing great football.
That's right, he is indeed. And that's John Joe Travers, is it up deep, having a bit of a go. Ball out with Anthony Malloy. Breaks instead to Seamus Riley. Seamus a good ball into Martin Kearney. And Martin unlucky. Well closed down there. And the ball just goes past the post and wide. Matt on the ball over to Brian Murray. Sean Bonner makes himself available. Brian doesn't use him. Gets it to Matt again. Matt off his foot but turns. Makes a lot of space for himself. Gets a good ball up here to Sylvester Maguire, who gets it on to Brian Murray. Brian toe to hand, tackled by Michael Lafferty. Gets the ball into Shemmy Meehan. Shemmy turns his man, gets inside him, and flicks the ball over the bar. Very good point by Shemmy Meehan. And Shemmy showing all the skills that we know he's had. Ball with Malloy, back to Shemmy Meehan. Shemmy turns his man, but overuses it, and Michael McGrath isn't having it. So it's a free out to be taken by Jimmy Brown. Quickly to Kieran Duff. Duff to Barry McGowan. To Paul Early. To the... Oh yes.
There's Newton.
And Des Newton looking very formidable and gets a good shot in. Oh! Well, stopped there by Mickey Kelly and off the post just for Manus Boyle.
Great goalkeeping there, John.
Good stop
by Michael Kelly. Great goal.
It's a good stop by Michael now. And a good strong run by Des Newton up the field there. So Joyce has the ball, flicks it back. Charlie doesn't want it. So Joyce says, OK, I'll go myself. Into Shemmy Meehan, who's certainly pulling Jimmy Brown all over the shop. But that pass was a little bit loose. And Eugene McMenamin on the ball, tackled by Martin Shovlin. Seamus Riley lays the ball back. And Eugene just touches it on the ground, flicks it. Quick free by Martin Shovlin to Sylvester. Sylvester to Brian Murray. And Brian Murray just wide. So at the score at 3 points to 2. All Stars leading. Sorry, we were of course forgetting the goal, but we were quickly corrected here by the ever vigilant Joe Griffin. Good ball out to Martin Shovlin. Martin flicks it on to Anthony. Charlie going loose now and starting to pull Mickey a bit out of the centre. Not a good ball from Charlie, but it works very well. The ball with Brian Murray. And Brian sends a good left-footed ball high and clear over the bar and over the netting. So a goal between the teams. Ball with Donald Reid on to Matt Gallagher. Martin McHugh. Sylvester. And an excellent point there, an excellent point by Sylvester Maguire from 35 metres. Danny Gallagher looking around him, saying, where will I kick it at all? Once again to Barry McGowan, who's been left a lot of room there by Joyce. Paul Early out on the ball. Jinks around, takes his time, gives it to Barry McGowan. Barry sends a good ball across here. And Des Newton, a suspicion of a touch on the ground. Des well policed by Matt Gallagher. And the ball balloons wide.
John, aren't they adopting well to the new rules for a team that hasn't played together ever? Like
They certainly are. They certainly are. They're all displaying great flexibility. And the game is flowing very well.
Very fast. Very fast. And I'm surprised today at the shape of Martin Griffin. He seems to be in great shape. Maybe that's the wrong thing to say, but he's playing the ball very well. He's fast on it. There's a flick on now to Kieran Duff. Kieran has passed it in. Standing out again is Paul Early. Paul seems to be well on the ball today. Right. And I think John and myself here now might be giving Paul Early a tight run for his money, because he was in the broadcasting business, I believe. So John and myself could be doing him out of it, you know.
Would you make yourself available for Sunday evenings for the rest of the season, Joe?
Well, I don't think so. I don't think so, because Packy Keeney's looking around here and I see a great smile on his face, and I would say he would have something to say about it.
Well, maybe if Packy changes from radio to video presently in County Donegal, we could get a slot, Joe.
We could.
Anyway, back with the action and enough of the levity. You're essentially an irresponsible type, Griffin. You don't want to catch yourself on and stop this messing. This is a very serious match, I'll have you know. Martin Shovlin on the ball. That's okay, well won there by John Joe Travers. And John Joe sends a high ball across, which is read by Brian Toohey. Brian out early, toe to hand, tackled by Paul Early. Gets it across to Martin McHugh. Martin, good ball across to Joyce. Joyce rides a couple of tackles. Takes a short pause. Here's it back to Martin McHugh. Martin into Sylvester. Sylvester going toe to hand and back to Martin and in the net. Beautiful goal, beautiful score. Very well worked score there. And Michael McGrath waves his arms and brings the first session to a close. Quite a lively start, and Joe Griffin is suitably impressed. What do you think, Joe?
Very impressed. Playing great stuff for a team that hasn't been together ever. Right. Like the All-Stars. And I mean, as for the under-21, well, I don't think that anyone was in any doubt about their capabilities at any time. But the score is very level. At the present time, it's 1 goal and 4 points to a goal and 3 points. And it's very close.
Right.
The competition on the Donegal team. Luke Gavigan replaces Michael McBrady. Luke Gavigan, number 17, replaces Michael McBrady on the Donegal team.
Right, well, Michael takes a bit of a rest, and of course Michael, we've known, has been managing the Offaly side there for a couple of years and is taking a rest from that at the moment, and I'm sure will be concentrating more on his football this year. Very fine player, Michael.
Best. Also done very well on the managerial end of it as well.
That's right.
But I think, John, today is a great thrill for the Naomh Brid players.
Indeed.
To be in such classy company, you know, like John Joe Travers and Ewan Tominey and Declan Gallagher and Dermot Gallagher. Like, to be playing with such stars as that is a great thrill for them.
Well, of course, it's a thrill, but they're well able to mix it in any company, I think, the lads you've mentioned. And indeed, the Naomh Brid Club in general has done very well since its inception.
Well, our philosophy always was, or our idea always was, that a lot of Indians know chiefs. And I think when you have the like of that, you'll have a far better club, and they'll work better together.
Any old squaws about the camp, Joe?
No, as long as we stay clear of it here.
That's right. Well, there'll be a scalping party if we don't start talking about this game a bit more.
Yes.
So the ball with, I think, is Luke.
Luke Yapping.
I'll introduce you to some of these players after the game, Joe.
Thanks very much, John.
Anyway, Luke very quickly making his presence felt. Bad luck for Anthony Malloy as he hits the upright there, or hits the crossbar. Brian Murray flicks it out to Joyce. Joyce to Anthony. And Anthony a little bit unhappy with that wide, and lets us know all about it. And Declan Gallagher flicks it out here. Martin Griffin. Martin, just a bit of a sloppy ball, Martin, this time, with Donald Reid. Donald throw to hand. Nobody just available for him. Shamie Meehan comes out. Tries to have a little bit of a dunt at Declan there, but it doesn't work. And the ball goes out wide. Quick kick out from Danny Gallagher. And Kieran Duff looking very busy today, very fresh. Martin Early, or Paul Early rather. And there's Newton now in his unaccustomed role of attacker. And he's dispossessed by Matt, and the ball breaks loose. And into this number 15, who's well closed down. Oh, bad luck there for Des Newton as he pulled on that ball. Ball breaks from Eugene McMenamin. Martin Shovlin makes himself available. Anthony Malloy going to make amends for that miss, perhaps. Thinking about a shot, changes his mind, gives it to Martin. And Martin just wide of the post. Quick kick out there, but ball breaks away there. Matt gets inside Declan. Joyce does. And Luke Gavigan looking very sharp. And the ball came to the net there from Shamie Meehan. And Luke Gavigan looking good since he came in. And indeed, Shamie Meehan's having a blinder.
Shamie Meehan's playing great stuff today. Playing great.
So there's a lot of people out here to impress Brian McNiff, and we know Brian is here and watching closely. And here's another substitution. Dermot Gallagher comes onto the field, and Declan comes off for a bit of a rest. And meanwhile, the ball is out and wide. Pat Walsh points to Michael McGrath and says, not so. He says it's a 45.
Honest Boyle's going to take this one, I see. And let's see, will he be as accurate today as he was yesterday against Irua, because he was very accurate.
Yes, he put on a bit of an exhibition yesterday in terms of dead ball kicking, didn't he, Joe? Ball gathered by Michael Kelly. Gets a high ball out here between Martin McHugh and Barry McGowan.
Substitution on the All-Star team. Dermot Gallagher replaces his brother Declan. Dermot Gallagher replaces Declan Gallagher on the All-Star team.
And another substitution. Declan Bonner comes on to the All-Star team, and Martin Griffin comes off.
Martin Griffin on the All-Star team. Martin Griffin being replaced by Declan Bonner.
So this free to be taken by Eugene McMenamin. Eugene, a great striker of a dead ball. Just doesn't quite gather that one. Up they go for it, and it's gathered in there by Brian Toohey. Brian comes across his goals, flicks it out here to Brian Murray. Dispossessed by Barry McGowan. Goes off his foot. Back to McMenamin. McMenamin to Paul Early. Paul takes a shot, and it just curls right and wide. Quickly out again. Out to Donald Reid, to Matt Gallagher. Matt's here, there and everywhere today, and gets it across to Charlie. Good tussle there going on between Michael Lafferty and Charlie, and neither of them are sparing each other, and both of them showing plenty of fitness. Ball gathered there by Jimmy Brown. Out here to McMenamin. McMenamin ahead to the on-running Des Newton. And Des adapting nicely to these rules as well. But once again wide, and the score is 2-4 to 1-3 in favour of the Donegal side. Joyce McMullen tackled by Dermot Gallagher. Dermot slips. Joyce away, steaming on, closed down by Barry McGowan. Suggestion of over-carrying and flicks it over the bar. Good run by Joyce McMullen, good positive run. Dermot a bit unfortunate there to slip just as he was tackling. Ball with Danny Gallagher. Danny gets it out to Declan Bonner. Declan getting an instruction here, but the ball breaks off, and Brian Murray in a bit of a tackle there with Martin Kearney. Donald Reid up to Charlie Mulgrew. Charlie to Shemmy Meehan. Shemmy going for a pot but slipped, and who can blame Shemmy with a scoring record to date today? Michael Lafferty closed down by Charlie Mulgrew, and sideline ball one. Ball with Joyce McMullen. Quick chip to Sylvie Maguire. Across to Luke Gavigan. Luke Gavigan breaks it down. John Joe Travers sweeps up. Gets it to Eugene McMenamin to Kieran Duff. Tackled by Brian Murray. Gets it out to John Joe Travers, coming deep. John Joe again to Duff. And Duff cutting through. Martin Kearney running off him. Gathers his ball. Steadies himself. And chips it over the bar for a good score. Good score for Ballyshanon's Martin Kearney.
Very happy to note our own man there, John, coming out of the back line, John Joe Travers, and carrying that ball on up. But then again, John Joe's noted for that. He's very fast for a back.
Yes, and interlinking very well there with Kieran Duff.
Very well.
And meanwhile, back of the action, Martin Shovlin flicks it on to Luke Gavigan. Luke closed down there by Michael Lafferty. Free kick to be taken by Martin McHugh. And the rain starting to come down a bit more heavily than it was, and Martin chips it over the bar. So the score stands at 2-6 to 1-4 in favour of Donegal. Ball breaks from Eugene McMenamin. Kieran Duff, tackled by Donald Reid. Flicks it on the ground past it, makes a bit of space for himself, thinks about his left foot, uses it, not too happy on it. Gathered by Sean Bonner. Cross to Martin Shovlin. Martin McHugh. And Lukey well out in front there, but John Joe paying him a bit of attention. Ball breaks loose. Shemmy Meehan to Martin McHugh. Good ball inside to Joyce McMullen. Joyce tackled by Dermot Gallagher. Very well tackled, and attack broken down there. So Dermot can feel well pleased with himself. What do you think, Joe?
One of the rules of the game, thou shalt not throw.
Ball with Barry McGowan. Barry policed by Anthony Malloy. Declan Bonner. Declan steadies himself. Well won there by Brian Toohey. Brian Murray. Sean Bonner. Very good ball up to Anthony Malloy. Luke lets it right on past him there to Charlie Mulgrew. Charlie, a bit of exhibitionism, chips it up, showing all his skill, and for my next trick, Charlie says, I'll flick it over with the left. And that's a quality score from Charlie Mulgrew. Ball again with Barry McGowan, who's all over the pitch. Ball breaks from Eugene McMenamin. Anthony Malloy says, thanks, Eugene. Flicks it here, but it's well read there by, who is that, Joe?
Me old man.
Jimmy Brown. Yes, indeed. And who have we? Manus Boyle on the ball. Well seen there. Oh, very good move. Very good move, and an uncharacteristic wide there from Seamus Riley. And you certainly have to be quick with your reactions because the ball's back out as soon as it goes in here.
It's the same interesting thing, John. Us old broadcasters will have to hurry ourselves up too, you know.
Are
Keep up with this play.
you suggesting, Joe, that I'm not talking enough? Would you maybe?
The things that you might be saying at times.
Would you like an I'll turn here? Because the money's good, the price is right. And here we have Anthony taking 5 or 6 steps, but Michael Lafferty slows him down. Charlie on the ball again, and on the old left foot that's working well for him today. Cracks it over. And here we have Dermot Ward coming on here on the Donegal side. And the ball with Paul Early. Ball across, that's read by Donald Reid. As Paul Carr flicked the ball across there to Sean Bonner. Sean moving well up the field and chips it just wide. And Anthony Malloy takes a bit of a rest here now. And there's a bit of juggling of position going on here. Ball with Dermot Gallagher. Dermot doing quite well. Gets it back to Barry McGowan, runs on for the pass.
Substitution on the Donegal team.
Barry flicks it to Paul Early.
This is Anthony Malloy. That's Anthony Malloy replaced by
Paul Early to Noel Rennicks. Paul Early gets it back to Eugene McMenamin. Eugene McMenamin on to Des Newton, and Kieran Duff coming out. Gets ahead of Donald Reid, gives it back to Des Newton. And a very good score there. Excellent score from Des. Ball flicked there from Joyce McMullen. Across to Charlie Mulgrew. Over to Donald Reid. Good ball into Luke Gavigan. Luke thinks about taking on John Joe. John Joe closes him and says it's better to concede a point than a goal. And Luke Julie knocks it over the bar. Ball over in front of the stand there with Barry McGowan. Declan Bonner. Dermot Gallagher. Ball broken out there by Brian Toohey. Gets it on to Matt. Matt a quick flick to Shemmy Meehan. Shemmy, Dermot Ward nudges his man off the ball. Ball breaks to John Joe. Michael Lafferty wins it. And Michael Lee looking very good and keeping his pace as the game goes on. Ball with Barry McGowan. And it's on to Declan Bonner. Declan steadies himself, picks it up, gets it back to Kieran Duff. Kieran sees the tackle, evades it, takes on 3 men, gets it back to Declan Bonner. Through ball to Paul Early. Ball across the goals, but it's well gathered in there. Well gathered by Matt, who spotted the danger and gets it out to the free running Martin McHugh. Martin, a high chip to Brian Murray. Brian Murray to Chevy Meehan. And Chevy just chips it wide.
Been flicked on by Michael Lafferty. Michael Lafferty passes it on. Paul Early picks a fine catch in the air. Flicks the ball and turn to Declan. Bonner. Bonner moves on. He's on a solo run. He moves it in. Gives it to McMenamin. Declan still running on the ball. Flicks it in. There's a tussle on the back line, but there's a whistle blowing and there's a free in. Interesting thing, John, to note the mobility of Michael Lafferty after being away for so long from the game, from county senior.
Michael's very impressive there today, and maybe he's trying to get a point across to a man or two here.
Well, I would say, and if he does, then he's making a good shape at it anyway. Good point. There's a Keene Rue observer down there on the line. I see him, Josie Boyle. I note. Joyce McMullen picks it up. He carried it, goes on a solo run. He still holds possession. Gives a flick to Charlie Mulgrew, on to Brian Murray. Brian Murray kicks a long ball. Sylvester. Dermot Gallagher's on it again. Dermot flicks it on. Mr. O'Reilly again, and we're moving well. Duff is under this ball, but he isn't going to get it. And the referee blows the whistle, and he's seen something, John, that you and I didn't see.
Well, perhaps it was a word spoken.
Could have been a nudge or a heave or a push or a... Martin Shufflin. Martin carries the ball on. Martin's playing very impressive football today, but has been for the last while. But the return pass evades him, picked up by Paul Early. Gives a lovely ball on to Martin Kearney. Declan Bonner is running beautiful on to Martin Kearney again. Let's see if we finish. Can we finish? Martin is down, he's been held. And he's been held by Matt Goller. And Matt, thou cannot do that. Kieran Duff takes a shot and is right over the bar. And she's coming out again, picked up by Charlie Mulgrew. Picks it up. Goes on a solo run. Long ball. Hitting Shimmy Meehan, trying to hit. But the Dunlow goalie reads that well and gets her out. He doesn't clear it completely. Well picked up by Michael Lafferty again. Barry McGowan. Barry goes in a solo run. Very impressive today. Declan Bonner starting to come into the game now. Catches it, flicks it on. Declan Bonner again. He's back to him again. He's on the run again. Picks it up. Solo run. All the way. A beautiful score. Couldn't be better. And she's out again. Picked up by Martin Shovlin. If you note, John, Martin Shovlin lately has been carrying the ball an awful lot.
Indeed. Martin's looking very good there today and has adapted very well. Better than most people expected to the game.
Brian Murray flicks it to Charlie Mulgrew. Back to Brian Murray again. Brian takes a shot. Beautiful point. Lovely score. I'm glad, you know, that umpire raised that white flag there, because I thought I had been called wrong there for a time, but he did. Back to Luke Gaffigan again. Flicks it in. Shamey Meehan. Andy Malloy. Sorry, it's Brian, and a wide ball. And that ends the second quarter. John, I'll hand you back to you now. You have your hands warm at this time, I would say.
Well, thanks, Joe. I think you have found your natural vocation.
Remind you, the club shop is open on to the left of the stand. That's the club shop for refreshments is open. And the club shop beside the dressing rooms for sports is also open as well after the game. That the sports shop is open after the game, and the club shop for refreshments is now open. The Heineken table quiz will be held on the 18th of November in the Millstone Hotel. That's the Heineken table quiz by the Edinburgh Board in Oak. The quizmaster for this is the top RTE broadcaster, Des Cahill. The prize is in excess of £450 and a table of 4. Entries to P.G. Buckey or Peter Campbell in the Donegal Democrats. That's the Heineken Sports Table Quiz on the 18th of November in the Millstone Hotel.
And Michael Walls and Thomas McGarrigle coming over here looking for a cup of tea or maybe a drop of something a bit stronger.
There will be a reception in the Millstone Ballroom after the game. That's the Millstone Hotel Ballroom. A reception will be held and everyone is welcome to meet all the players.
So the half-time score stands at 2-10 to 1-8 in favour of Donegal.
The De La Salle College will be playing in the Ulster Herald Cup in Omagh. That's on Wednesday week, and it's very appropriate that we would extend good wishes and good luck to the De La Salle College's team in this competition, as Pauric Gallagher was a member of the De La Salle team that last won the Herald Cup. So again, it's on Wednesday week in Omagh, the Ulster Herald Cup, and we extend good luck and good wishes to the team on this occasion.
John, I noticed there, I seen in the paper last week there, where your son was playing very good football for the university. Also your other hero man, Sylvester Maguire.
That's right.
Very impressive. Sylvester had a great game in centre field.
Sylvester got 3 points against UCC there from centre field, and Dermot tells me Sylvester had a stormer.
But it's very impressive, and it's great to see these footballers from the county here doing so well at the university level, because I think if football has to be played the proper way and the right way, I think the university is the place to start, or it's the place to be.
Well, that's true, Joe, but of course I suppose we could say that in many ways that a lot of the lads playing today got a good example set by Pauric Gallagher, because Pauric's performance in third level football was exemplary. He was a shining star with Thomond, and we remember that with fond pride.
Members of the Gallagher family.
I'd like to thank John for doing the commentary of the All-Ireland, the County Under-21 final. And when I arrived in McCool Park that day, Joe, I had no commentator, you see. So I looked around and I said to Aidan Murray, did you see John Keown? He says he's down there. John already paid into the game. So when John came up to the press box, I said that the way we work on the GAA, you have to pay your way in before you get commentating, and you have to have at least 3 sons playing. That's fair enough.
But the money that Packy pays me is great.
But then again, did you, Packy, actually see John paying at the gate? Because, I mean, it's very hard to shake it out of him. Because I noticed, John, now that your son is out there, Dermot is on the field, I would say he's going to be getting a run in the first quarter of the second half.
Oh, well, sure, if he does, it'll be a wee bonus for him, and hopefully he won't disgrace himself.
You have 4 playing now, so you have.
Well, we had 4 playing yesterday, but unfortunately we lost our match, as you saw yesterday, so it was perhaps an unhappy omen. Maybe there's a message there.
Well, at this point in time, I wouldn't like to say anything about it because I don't know how the standings are, but I would say it's going to be very close, John, at the year to see who goes up and who goes down. I know as far as Naomh Brid are concerned, we're down anyway.
Well, all I can say, we may well be joining you. We're faced with the task in Airua of travelling to Tierney to try to beat Kilcar, and I think the shape of the league table is such that we will then, if we're fortunate enough to beat Kilcar, have to play in Orassa in a playoff to decide which of us stays up and which goes down.
Emigration had an awful lot to do this year with the plight of the football in Donegal.
Yeah, well, I think it's inevitable that these there's Joe, would you care to say a word now about Fonzie Travers ragging you? What do you think about Fonzie Travers as a PA man?
Well, then again, DC, it would be one Lahey man ragging another, DC. Fonzie came out of Lahey Bar, you know. But the thing about it is, I don't know now whether we're glad to get rid of him or they're trying to get him back again. But nevertheless, I think he's a great stalwart in the Airua club, Fonzie, and the relations between Naomh Brid and Airua has always been great.
That's right.
Number 21 there as in the 20-yard line, Liam McHale is signing some autographs. That's 21 on the All-Star team, and I'm quite sure after the game anybody wants to get Liam's autograph at the Collins dressing room or to the Millstone Hotel, he'll be delighted to sign autographs.
Right, well, Thomas McBurty was over there asking Joe Griffin not to be biased in his commentary, and Joe, in the interests of fair play, insists that I take over the mic just for the moment, but we'll pull him back on now presently.
To the meeting room, beside the dressing rooms after the game. Anyone was ticket money, would you please call to the meeting room after the game?
Well, can you spot any changes, Joe, as we start the third quarter? I see Dermot and James McHugh out in front of us here.
I note we have another Naomh Brid man on now again, a very impressive footballer, Ewan Timoney. Always played great stuff. He's playing in the half back line.
All the players.
He's number 10, number 20.
Oh, I see Ewan down there. And yes, James McHugh is here with Dermot Keown, and who have we in there at left full back? Seamus Doherty, is it?
I think that's who we have, yes.
Marking Declan Bonner. So a few switches, and the commentary in this quarter will be handled by that well-known commentator, Joe Griffin. So we hand you over now to Joe Griffin, and take it away, Joe.
Thank you, John. Dermot Keown is in the half-back line again, I notice. And in the middle of the field now we have Joyce McMullen, who's first run, but we have also John Joe Travis playing centre field now, which is very surprising. Dermot Keown has the ball. He goes in a solo run. Flicks it on to Brian Murray. Brian plays it on. Long ball. He finds Luke Gaffigan. Luke in turn finds Seamus Meehan. Charlie Mulgrew is in the thick of it again. Flicks the ball on to Seamus Meehan. Seamus is through, or he thought he was through. Picked up by Ewan Tumney. Good stuff, Ewan. Well played. Flicks it on out to Barry McGowan. Barry carries it on. Evades the tackle of his man. He still goes in a solo run. Fuss it on this time to Brenton Dunleavy. Brenton passes it into Manners Boyle, who in turn passes it on, but is picked up by Donal Reid. Martin McHugh flicks a nice easy one on. Finds Seamus Meehan. Seamus on to Luke Gaffigan again. Luke goes out again to Martin McHugh. A beautiful shot in, and a lovely point by Seamus Meehan. Seamus Meehan is scoring very well today.
Superbly. He's only missed a couple of kicks altogether.
Who is Seamus playing with at the present time, John?
I really don't know, Joe. He's playing with some Dublin club, but I don't know who.
Well, I don't know what he's doing, but he's making a great impression here today, anyway, and not trying to make it, but is making it.
That's right.
He has it on the scoreboard, which means everything. Dermot Ward is coming out. John Joe Travis picks up that ball again. I am very impressed today with our own full back, John.
Yes,
I think
John Joe has adapted admirably and is doing very well and is obviously very fit.
the ball has been kicked out again. She's flicked on to Luke Gaffigan. Luke and turn and to Seamus Meehan again. Seamus fails this time to pick it up. Given to Martin Griffin. Paul Early has the ball. Flicks it on to big Liam McHale. How could we mistake this man? And turn Ewan Tumney finds it rough. Can't just get his feet under him, but is pulled out of a jam by Kieran Duff. Kieran flicks it on again to Ewan. Ewan takes a shot. Beautiful point. Lovely point by the Naomh Brid man.
Score there and good running there by Ewan Tumney.
The tempo of this game, John, has seemed to move up a lot. Mind you, and it's very fast.
It certainly is. You've got to have your wits about you to be playing out there.
I'm even looking at Michael McGrath here. I think he's hurried his game up a bit too. So these referees, linesmen and everything else, I think everybody got to move.
That's right. I'd say Jerry McDermott down below here. Will he be fit enough for the next season?
Well, I don't know about Jerry, but I think he's like myself. He's out and in the wrong places. He would need to get some of it off. I don't know about video men either. How do they come out of this? They're getting very fat looking around here too. The ball has been flicked on. Martin McHugh's carrying it. He flicks it on and they go again. Matt Galler flicks it in. Brian Murray and turn gives it in, but it's cleared out again. Big Liam McHale. What a massive man in the middle of the field. She's moving again. Paul Early flicks it on, but it is cut off by Michael McBurty. Paul Early flicks it on again, and here comes Liam McHale. Steadies himself, takes a shot, well blocked down. What a scramble in the go-mouth here. Picked up by Kieran Duff. Not picked up by Kieran Duff. But the ball has been cleared out. And the man that gets it in turn is Kieran, as Dermot Keown. Flicks it on. I think we're way behind the play here a bit, but nevertheless, the ball has been moved on. Luke Gaffigan takes a shot. Wide ball. And in turn now, I think John Keown here says, I've had enough of you. Just coming out to Declan Bonner, I'll hand you over.
Right, ball with Declan Bonner, tackled by Seamus Doherty. Into John Joe Travers. John Joe playing a fine game. Steadies himself, takes a left-footed shot and flicks it just wide. Quick kick out, thought of by Michael Kelly. Changes his mind, gets it across to Dermot Keown. Dermot gets away from James McHugh, looks for somebody. Finds it in Brian Murray. Brian gets the ball ahead here to Sean Bonner. Sean Bonner out to Donald Reid. Donald toe to hand. Toe to hand again. Charlie Mulgrew inside him. Gets the ball, lays it off again to Donald Reid. Ball a little bit low. Donald gathers, picks it up, steadies himself, and larges it wide. Shemmy Boner just gone off, or Shemmy Meehan rather, and John Mankey Duffy onto the field. Ball with Kieran Duff. Kieran on to Paul Early. Paul turns, sends a speculative kick in there. Doesn't go to anyone in particular other than keeper. Right to Charlie Mulgrew. The wee man comes out in front of Ewan Tumney. Tight ball. Still contrives to win it. Bad pass forward. Well won by Jimmy Brown. Right to Ewan Tumney. And Ewan looks to be very much at home in this game. Gives it to Manus Boyle. Manus to James McHugh. James McHugh to Declan Bonner. Bonner across and in. And an excellent ball and an excellent goal by number 15. I've been calling him Noel Rennicks. I'm not sure whether it is or not. Please excuse that, but an excellent score. And the ball out to Sean Bonner. Gets it across to Dermot Ward. Dermot, a fine kick in. That floats just over the bar. Fine score there from Dermot Ward.
Great open football, John.
Yes, it's very free-flowing and the standard's quite high, Joe, isn't it? In fact, I'd say it's a more entertaining game than the game against Armagh was.
And it seems to be Mick McGrath is getting very little work to do out there.
That's right.
He doesn't have to blow his whistle. I mean, they've teamed up well together.
Yes, there are no unseemly incidents, but of course I suppose there's no real bite. And here's John Duffy on the ball, makes space for himself and tucks it away. Nice
lovely goal, lovely goal. That's what you would expect from John Duffy.
First class pass there from Martin McHugh. Inch perfect. Ball out from Liam McHale to Kieran Duff. Uses Ewan Tumney. Ewan gets it into Manus Boyle. Manus rounds his man. And it's well stopped on the line there. Just on the line there by Seamus Doherty. Ball out here. Rather high ball. Gathered by Des Newton. Des Newton, a perfect ball into Kieran Duff. Kieran Duff has a pot and is flicked over by Eugene McMenamin. And the All-Stars starting to show their teeth here. Ball with Sean Bonner. Tackled by Paul Early. Martin McHugh gets it across to John Duffy. John Duffy drops it. Tackled by Barry McGowan. Dispossessed. Ball flicked ahead by John Joe Travers. And it's out over the line. And the score stands at 3-12 to 2-10 in favour of Donegal. Ball across to Luke Gavigan. But Pat Walsh is sharp. And Pat Walsh says, sorry Luke. Ball was out. Declan Bonner to kick it. Gets it to Martin Griffin. Good ball from Martin Griffin, but it's a bit loose for Sean Bonner. Sweeps it up. Luke Gavigan jinks about. Looks to see who's available. Finds Martin. Back to Charlie. Charlie held there and slowed down by Ewan Tumney, who says we are happy to concede a free here. And the dead ball will be kicked by Martin McHugh. And the day is getting, if anything, more unpleasant. And the crowd are howling here for Joe Griffin. Peter Campbell and PJ Buggy say they can't hear the commentary. They're unhappy. They reckon that Joe Griffin is doubling as a public address man as well. So Joe buttons up his coat, takes a deep breath, puts his hand out, reaches for the mic, and you're on again, kid.
Thanks, John. PJ Buggy, television man himself. Dermot Keown has the ball, he flicks it, and Charlie Mulgrew is running well onto it. Charlie carries it, solo run, flicks it on, and to Luke Gavigan. Luke Gavigan turned, pass that went the wrong way. Ewan Tumney is back on it again, picks it up, flicks it to his fellow teammate John Joe Travis. John Joe in turn flicks it on, but it is picked off. Charlie Muldoon on it again. Joyce McMullen kicks it in. Luke Gavigan again. Takes a shot. Wide ball. Brian Murray is very active in the middle of the field again. Takes a shot, and we've got a lovely point there from Sylvester Maguire. Your own clubman again, John.
Yes, Sylvester's doing quite well. He was taking a wee rest there, but he's brightened up again and potted a good score there.
Declan Bonner seems to have come into the game now well. He's passed that ball off again to the big Mayo man. Takes a flick. What a beautiful goal! A flick again by Renix, is it, John? Beautiful stuff. Declan Bonner to make hail to Renix to the back of the net. Good score. Score at the present time is Donegal 313 and the visiting team is 310. There's only 3 points in it. A ball coming in again, well cut off by Barry McGowan. Gives it to Martin Griffin. Martin gives it to Des Newton. Des Newton in turn gives it to Seamus McHugh. John Joe Travis picks it up again. Hand to toe, carries her on in. Still carrying, still going. Shot. Under the goalie's hands. John Joe, you're supposed to put them over the top. We're getting a lot of good advice here from the sideline. Sulvey takes a shot again. Finds Luke Gaffigan on the far side. John Duffy's out there in support. John gets the ball. Goes solo run. Passes it into the middle. Luke Gaffigan again. Still John Duffy. John flicks it out to the far side, but well cut off by Ewan Tumney. Good play. There's Newton again. Cut off by Duff. Manus Boyle flicks it on to Lee McHale again. Lee McHale is moving well. Flicks it in again. Same man, same place. This time, it's finished by Kieran Duff. What a beautiful goal. I'm sorry. We got our lines mixed up, but it's a wide ball. It didn't go on. It looked like it, but it didn't. But that one did. That one's over the bar. She's coming out again. Picked up by Brian Murray. Brian shoulders it on. Tackled by McHale. Charlie McGrew comes and lends a bit of support. But the first thing, Charlie, that we have to do here is take the ball with us, and he does that. He gives it on to Dermot Keown. Dermot takes on 2 of them. Gets his way through them as well. Charlie passes the ball on. Flicks it in. Sylvie Maguire. What a goal. What a goal.
Now that was a real cracker, wasn't it? He took his men on, wasn't afraid to try it from the narrow angle. An excellent goal there from Sylvester.
I think the first attack came there was Dermot Keown. Dermot took on 2 men and got through the 2 of them. In turn flicked it on to Sylvie, who in turn finished it off to the back of the net. I think great football. Fast and furious. Here we come again. Paul Early. Manus Boyle. Manus Boyle gives on a long ball.
Yes.
Kieran Duff again is on the end of it. Pushing again. Referee didn't blow. You're supposed to play the ball, he said. Now shalt not pass. Somebody said to Brian Murray, but Brian got his kick anyway. The new rule says that you can kick it out of the hands. Matt Goller picks it up. Passes it on to James McHugh. Joyce McMullen has it now. The wee man takes a shot. Beautiful score, over the bar.
Yes, the ball's moving around here, and with Liam McHale. Liam sends a long ball in. Breaks down here. Donald Reid to Matt Gallagher. Matt Gallagher out to Martin McHugh. Martin McHugh to Charlie Mulgrew. Charlie Mulgrew to John Duffy. John Duffy takes on Martin Griffin. Flicks it across to Luke Gavigan. Luke has a go on a marvellous save there. Marvellous save from Danny Gallagher at full stretch. And we come to the end of the third quarter. Just before the end of the quarter there was substitution. Martin Shovlin for Donald Reid.
Donegal versus Cavan in Tierney Park. Brian McNiff and his mentors have assured me they'd like to see all support there. Here in 19th of November, Donegal versus Kerry. That's Donegal v Kerry here in Father Tierney Park. And the McCool Park draw will be held tonight. That's the draw in aid of the McCool Park. That will be held tonight in Ballybuffet. Again, I remind you of the Hennigan Sports Table Quiz in the Millstone Hotel on the 18th of November. That's Saturday the 18th of November. The Hennigan Sports Table Quiz in the Millstone, prizes in excess of £450. And the quizmaster is the RTE quizmaster presenter, Des Cahill. Tables of 4 and entries to PG Buggy or Peter Campbell. You will notice the referee has been replaced. The referee for the last corner is Pat Walsh of Naomh Brid, a close friend and associate of Pauric Gallagher.
John, it's a great tribute to Pauric Gallagher.
This is no reflection on Mick McGrath's timekeeping that he's been replaced.
It's a great tribute to Pauric to see people like Kieran Duff and Lee McHale and the people that have travelled from long distances to be here today to celebrate this occasion with us. Not celebrate it, but the fact about it is it would be a celebration that we have a great game of football, but it's sad in other ways.
Well, of course, it's a reflection of the stature that Pauric enjoyed in the sporting fraternity. He was held in high regard by everybody in the game, and indeed everybody in all codes, and it's only right that men of these qualities should make themselves available, but full marks to them for so doing.
The third quarter has started. Declan Boner has the ball. Kicks, blocked down. Lee McHale in turn passes it out to John Joe Travis. John Joe takes a shot. And somebody says, that's over the bar, a good point. Niamh Bridgeman again. And I note today that he's been left in there too. So I suppose it's only a reflection of the form that he's in.
That's right. Oh, he's earning his keep there. Hasn't put a foot wrong all day.
Of course, John Joe and Pauric was very closely associated with one another down through the years, you know. Played together, but close friends as well.
That's right, indeed.
And the ball is flicked on again by Kieran Duff, picked up again by John Joe Travis. John Joe shoulders it in, passes it off, gives it in to Manus Boyle. Manus takes a shot. What a beautiful score from a very awkward angle, very awkward. Barry McGowan again. Flicks it in. Big McHale has it. Lovely point. Comes out again, picked up by Charlie Mulgrew. Charlie flicks it on to the small man. Back again to Charlie. Flicks it on to Martin Shovlin. Martin gives it on to the wee man. Martin McHugh. Turn on to Brian Murray. Brian takes a shot, puts it into the square, puts it over the bar, which is a lot better.
Well, I think that's a score the Donegal team needed, because the All-Stars were certainly representing themselves over the last 5 minutes there, and there's now just a difference of 4 points between the sides.
The ball is picked up again by John Joe Travis. Flicks it on to Lee McHale. That man, that I think, is he 7'6", John, or 6'7"?
I'd say we'd better settle for the 6'7".
And I would say he's that in his bare feet too. Playing great football. A great athlete every way. Plays a great game of basketball as well.
That's right. He was just saying to me beforehand, basketball is of course his main game for the winter time, and he's very active there every weekend, playing all over the country. But still, obviously, maintains his interest in football.
I wonder would there have been any chance that we could get him transferred up here to Donegal. I doubt it very much. As Matt Goller takes that ball, he flicks it on again. But in turn is cut off by Michael Lockford, who's just come into the game again. Michael gives it off to Brendan Dunleavy. The two McCool's club men is coming well together. It's just cut off again by Sean Boner. Sean seems to have shaken the injury that he had. On to Luke Gaffigan again. Luke takes a shot. Beautiful, beautiful point. Declan Boner picks up the return kick out. Declan seems to be coming more into the game. On to Paul Early. Paul takes a shot. There's a tussle between two of them. Martin shoveling again. Gives it the old 1-2, but he picks up the ball. Gives it to Matt Goller. Matt in turn gives it on to Joyce McMullen. Sylvester in turn takes it on. He's on a solo run. Moves in. Flicks it on. Inside. Has to be. Wide ball. And we are faced with the task of a 45. It looks like Martin McHugh is going to try and put this thing over all the way. He steps back. The Kilcar clubman, up he comes. Kicks, flicks it on. Charlie Mulgrew. Charlie in turn kicks it, a lovely point. Over the bar. Score at the present time is Donegal 4-17 and the visiting team is 3-11. 3-14. Sorry, John, about that. Ball is on to Lee McHale again. Shoulders down the field. Keeps moving. Passes it out to John Joe Travis. John Joe moves in. Flicks it into the centre, but a pass that went wrong. Tended for Kieran Duff, didn't get it. Picked up by Matt Goller. Charlie Mulgrew has the ball. Moves on. Matt is moving up the centre. And in turn he gives this ball on to him. Matt comes, he's taking him on. Sylvester Maguire again. What a lovely wide ball. Wide ball. Picked up by Barry McGowan. Declan Boner. Declan flicks it on. Seamus Riley. Riley, and he has Des Newton running on the side. Wide ball. And that's unusual for Riley because he's been over a lot today. Out and turn again. The ball is moving. Sylvester Maguire picks it up. Sylvester kicks it across the field. On to Luke Gaffigan. Luke Gaffigan. Martin McHugh's running for him. Gives it off to Martin. Martin moves in. Duffy's right there. What do you say? Beautiful goal. Lovely, lovely stuff.
Yes, John made very good movement there and got good position, and the forwards finally spotted him, and Mankey doesn't make mistakes from that distance.
I don't think in the way that ball came out, John, I don't think they liked the two announcers that's up here because it was coming straight for you. I think it was you they were trying to get, not me. Brian Murray has the ball, flicks it on to Martin McHugh. Martin gives it to Charlie, who in turn gives it back again to Martin McHugh. John Duffy has it again, gives it back to Martin McHugh. Martin takes a shot. What a score! What a point!
Yes, they're starting to burn again. 5-17 to 3-14.
The old combination's working well, picked up there by Paul Early. Paul Early gives it off to McHale. McHale gives it to Des Newton. Des plays a long ball in. Well cut off. Well cut off by Seamus Doherty. John Duffy has the ball again, flicks it in. Good pass, well cut off by Jimmy Brown. Brian Murray, high fielding. On to Sean Boner. Sean goes in a solo run, takes it on in. Takes it on, keeps on, nobody seems to be coming out to meet him. What a point, what a score. Lovely point by Sean Boner.
Yes, Sean has that great quality of being able to move from defence and take a score very positively. Always seems to have had that flair.
Yes, and plays a good back as well. Of course, the combination of the two of them on their own or us a team works very well for both of them.
Ah, yeah. Well, of course, the footballing boners they're famous, and they're all of them very talented and very skilled lads.
Dermot Keown gets the ball again. He kicks it out, but sadly out over the line, and it's a line ball for Donegal. Barry McGowan takes it. Picked up again by Dermot Keown, off to Barry McGowan. Lovely ball going in. Manus Boyle, long kick. Declan Bonner, has to be, good save, beautiful save. Lovely save by Michael Kelly. I suppose it's only normal that he should make that save because he was on that under 21 All-Ireland that year and done some great stuff. Plays up the other end of the field again. Martin McHugh plays it off, gives it to Luke Gaffigan. Luke in turn takes it, that's gone badly wrong, and she's gone wide. Dermot Ward, number 19, coming to the game again. Duffy again has this ball. What is he going to do? Beautiful point again. I see the two knee bridge men up there are busy. Michael Walls and Thomas McGarrigle. John Joe Travis picks up the ball again. Turney's pushed on by John Joe. I don't know whatever that one was for, but it went the wrong way anyway. Sideline ball, flicked in, Matt Guller. Matt plays it out to Doherty. Charlie Mulgrew must have went all about 5 foot for that ball in the air. Somebody says thou shalt not throw, and it's Pat Welch says they cannot throw. And there's a free in. Riley gives off the ball to Declan. Pat says wrong place, wrong time, try it again. Matt Gawler gets that ball, moves it out. Charlie Mulgrew is moving again. Charlie is moving exceptionally well today, playing great football. On and turn to Sylvester Maguire. Sylvester's been cased by Des Newton. He gets past Des Newton. Picked up again by Des Newton. Still on a solo run. Kicks the ball into the centre. Luke Gaffigan gives it off to Martin McHugh. Goalie's well up to the task. Barry McGowan gets the ball. Goes on a solo run. Kicks it on. John Joe Travis knocks it down, picks it up, on to Lee McHale. Lee McHale is playing lovely stuff there. Nice, easy movement. Long ball into the centre. Looks like a beauty for Declan Bonner, but well cut off by Sean Bonner. Brother to brother, brother against brother. This time it worked. Dermot Keown has the ball. Goes on the shoulder, not covered by anybody. Flicks it on and turn to Luke Gaffigan. Luke Gaffigan gives it out to the far side to Sylvester Maguire. Sylvester says he kept it in, still keeps it in. Wide ball.
These Naomh Brid fellas are very sharp there, the umpires, aren't they? Right, ball with Liam McHale again. Tackled by Charlie. Liam McHale flicks it out to Manus Boyle, but the ball's going to beat Manus. Manus looks behind, claims a deflection. Takes that quick kick out and gets the ball through here to Declan Bonner, Liam McHale, and Liam balloons it over the bar when a goal looked to be there for the taking. Kick out now to Michael Kelly. Michael, a quick chip out here. Not too good that Michael. Gets the ball out where Matt is challenged there by Seamus Riley. Gets the ball back to Michael Kelly, and Michael says one good turn deserves another. Flicks it to Matt. Matt to Charlie. Charlie back to Matt. Matt straight through. Gives it to Sean Bonner. Sean gets it out to Dermot Ward, but the ball bounces off the wet pitch and beats Dermot. Quick chip there on to Manus Boyle. Manus takes on Eugene McMenamin and rides the tackle. Challenged by 3, draws them. And Brian Murray pulls on the ball, says let's cut out the messing. Ball with Dermot Keown out in the middle of the field. Looks around, nobody making themselves available. Up comes Mankey up the middle, hungry for more scores. Ball to Mankey, rides his tackle, gives it out to Sylvester. Sylvester looks for his position and kicks it over the black spot for a very true kick. And Brendan Dunleavy getting the ball to Manus Boyle. Manus to James McHugh. Martin Shovlin closing him down. gets it across where it's picked out there by Brian Murray. Brian to Eugene McMenamin. Eugene McMenamin out to Paul Carr. Paul Carr to young Doherty. Doherty to Dermot Keown. Total hand challenged by John Joe Travers. Up to Sylvester. Sylvester looks around, says, is there anybody looking for it? Nobody really available at the moment. He kicks it into no man's land. Dermot Ward says it's my land. Gets out ahead of Declan Gallagher, flicks the ball in, where it's well run by Jimmy Brown. And out with Declan again. And back to Manus Boyle, on to Declan. Declan making himself available for all these balls. Matt challenges him, says, come on, try me. Misses the tackle, bit of an embarrassment. Red faces. And the ball with the Cavan man. Challenged by Eugene McMenamin. Goes right across the goals. And tries to tuck it into the corner, but just wide. Interesting challenge that between the brothers Gallagher, Joe.
Great challenge altogether. Great football.
That's right.
Great honest to goodness football. You could see Matt laughing when he went past him.
That's right. And that's the spirit that the game's been played in, and it's admirable.
That's the spirit they played in anyway, you know.
Indeed. So Charlie is jinking around, and that's nothing new for Charlie. Gives a suicide ball in here, but Matt says, I'll stick my head in. Gets it. Martin McHugh on the ball. Mankey shouting for it. Martin says, I'll play with it for a wee while. Flicks it to Dermot Ward. Dermot across to Paul Carr. Paul dummies. Inside. And Sylvester has an old pot. Well blocked there by Michael Lafferty. Michael Lafferty to Kieran Duff. Duff to James McHugh. James toe to hand. Gets it across to Brandon Dunleavy. Brandon a high ball in. Bounces to Manus Boyle. Oh, lovely ball inside. And a neat little touch there. Declan Boner was the finish, but there was a very nice little touch forward there. I'm not sure by whom. I was a bit unsighted there. So Sylvester Maguire walking over. Was it Paul Early?
Paul Carr again.
Paul Carr to Dermot Keown. Dermot toe to hand. Thinks about his score. And gets it. And the score stands at 5:22 to 4:15 in favour of the Donegal side. Certainly there's no doubt but that these new rules lead to a very open scoring game, and that's the end of the game, and Pat Walsh says that's it.
Some of these people have travelled long distances to be here today, so on behalf of the Naomh Brid Club, I'd like to say thanks very much to them for being here.
And Fonzie Travers really says it all. Joe, wouldn't that be fair comment?
The workshop is open beside the dressing rooms, and the reception in the Millstone Hotel afterwards, and everybody is welcome.
I think it's a great tribute today to Pauric Gallagher. I think it's a marvellous tribute. I think the people that organised this, Danny McNamee, Sean McGee and Michael McGrath, I think they did an excellent job on it. I think within Naomh Brid Club itself, I think they did a lot of work towards it, and I would like right here and now to thank the Irua Club for hosting this game here today. I think the help that they gave us and doing so, you couldn't measure it. And but then again, there always was a great relationship between Naomh Brid and Irua. And as most of you know, Pauric Gallagher did a lot of his young football with Irua, played with them, championship sides. And it's a great tribute today to the crowd that turned out, to the amount of people that was here, not forgetting our broadcasters, the man with the video camera, Packy Keeney here, as assistant, standing with a big tartan hat on him, and to the umpires, the linesmen, the referees, to my colleague here, Mr. John Keown, who again, as you all know, belongs to the Irua Club. I think he's chairman of it, and John's assistance here today was invaluable. And once again, on behalf of the Naomh Brid Club and the entire organisation, I want to thank you very, very much. Goramila Maichov Golair August Slannat.
Well done, Joe. Well done. Well, thank you very much, Joe Griffin.